All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into something that could make or break your business deals, especially if you're working with companies in China.
Definitely important stuff.
It all comes down to something that might seem like just a legal technicality. But trust me, it's way more than that. We're talking about jurisdiction, specifically where legal disputes get handled if things go south with a contract.
Yeah, picture this. You've just landed this huge deal with a Chinese company. Everyone's celebrating, popping champagne. But hold on a sec. Before you get too carried away.
Did you factor in where you're going to duke it out if a legal problem pops up?
Exactly. Turns out picking the wrong place to hash things out legally, the wrong jurisdiction, could totally torpedo the whole deal, like building your business on shaky ground.
It might look solid for a while, but when a legal storm hits...
The whole thing could come crashing down.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm a business over here in, let's say, the U.S. Why wouldn't I just settle disputes on my home turf?
Feels natural, right? Familiar territory. But here's the thing.
That comfort could come back to bite you.
Big time. See, Chinese courts, they might not play ball with rulings made in other countries, different legal systems. Think of it like trying to pay your U.S. taxes with, monopoly money.
Not going to fly.
Not at all. So you could win a legal battle in your home country, spend all that time and money.
And it wouldn't mean squat in China.
So think of it this way. Instead of seeing the choice of Chinese jurisdiction as giving something up,
think of it as playing the game strategically.
Exactly. You got to play by the rules of the field you're on.
And if that field is China,
you got to be ready to enforce those wins in China. That's where choosing Chinese jurisdiction becomes your secret weapon. Chinese courts. Way more likely to back up decisions made on their own turf.
Plus, you sidestep this whole mess of international legal red tape, those agreements that are supposed to make it easier to enforce things across borders.
They can be more of a headache than a help sometimes, expensive and take forever to navigate.
Let's face it, nobody wants to get bogged down in that when they're trying to run a business. So choosing Chinese jurisdiction, it's not about giving up control. It's about streamlining things, making sure any disputes get sorted out quickly and efficiently.
Makes sense.
Absolutely. And I'll never forget this one case. A foreign company, they won a big legal fight against their Chinese supplier. But guess what? They were celebrating back home while their victory meant absolutely nothing in China. The Chinese courts just shrugged and said, not our problem.
Oh!
Expensive lesson for them.
Yeah, real-world proof that it's not just about winning a legal battle. It's about winning where it counts, understanding the lay of the land.
So let's break it down for our listeners. What are the key takeaways here? What step can they take to make sure their contracts are bulletproof when they're dealing with Chinese companies?
All right, number one, get crystal clear about two things in your contracts. Governing law and jurisdiction.
Governing law, meaning?
The rules of the road, so to speak. What legal system gets used to interpret the contract.
Got it. And jurisdiction?
That's the location where any disputes get settled. And ideally...
both of those should be within China.
Exactly. It's important to remember those are two different pieces of the puzzle. You could technically have one in China and the other elsewhere. But if you really want that ironclad enforceability, keep them both in China.
Makes sense. So what else?
Bilingual contracts. Non-negotiable.
Both Chinese and English.
You got it. But here's the kicker. The Chinese version. That's the one with the legal weight. Remember, you're playing on their field, using their rules. Got to make sure everything's crystal clear in their language.
Okay, got it. Anything else?
This one's crucial. Don't try to be a hero. Get expert help. Find someone who really knows the ins and outs of Chinese law.
They can be your guide through this legal jungle.
Exactly. They'll help you avoid those hidden legal traps that could cost you big time.
So, bottom line, doing business in China, it's a whole different ballgame. Choosing Chinese jurisdiction isn't about waving the white flag. It's about being smart, being strategic.
And protecting yourself.
Making sure your agreements are enforceable. And you can actually get what you're entitled to. It's about winning on the right battlefield.
Absolutely.
And remember, if you need help figuring this stuff out, if you've got any questions about doing business in China, the Nordic China Business Hub is here for you.
Great resource.
You can get in touch with one of our experts, Jan-Erik Christensen. He's a customer relationship manager and knows the stuff inside and out.
I've heard good things.
His email is janerik@ncbhub.com. Don't hesitate to reach out. They're there to help.
Absolutely. Good advice.
All right, that's our deep dive for today. We'll catch you next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.